I do. Right, I have a piece of 1084 steel which wants cleaning up. The bit of flat bar I was looking for is in another safe place somewhere, so I'll use this one instead. I'm going to just cut that bit off, clean it all up, and then this is going to be sandwiched in between the two, and then I'll forge a tang, and then I should end up with a laminated blade. Should. Right, let's get stuck in. Right, they're a bit shinier now, so that's cleaned off. So what I've done, I've just made a mark there, because I'm going to use a chisel just to split that a bit once it's up to temperature, and then fold it over, then flux it, and then see what sort of a mess I make. So, right, let's bung it in. Right. So, go in there, turn the gas up. And then things will happen. Right then. Yeah, that's hot. There it is. Yeah, I found that straight away. Yeah, it was starting to bend, just not in the position I wanted. Never mind. Yeah, just careful not to set it on fire. Let's give it one more. Right, let's pretend that you know what you're doing. Stick it back in. Right, let's see if I can get this to bend properly. Oh, for God's sake. Right, so there a minute, let's fold it over. So this is going to sandwich in there, but what I'm going to do is just give that a bit of a brush out, get some of the scale out. We'll consult borat and stick some powder in. So, right, let's do some brushing. Let's see what this looks like. That's probably really hot now. So by forge weld. Right, should be getting this up to a heat where it's really hot, and so it actually looks sort of glassy. It's nearly there, probably lost a little bit of heat there. We'll actually take it out to show you. So I'll bung that back in. It's nearly ready for another minute. Right, I've got that bit of weld, but I need to shove it right in to get that end, and I'm going to have to start using tongs, I think. It's alright. It did a little bit on the top, so yeah, I didn't get that bottom bit up to temperature because I'm a tit. That's looking a bit more like it. I'll come down a little bit otherwise. Yeah, that's coming up nicely. Twat. Right. Top two layers have taken, but the bottom one what I'll do, stick a bit more flux in again, and then I think as soon as this is actually touching there, it's cooling down a bit, so I'll get it in and I'll just put it in that way. Where's my brush axe, get it up to another welding temperature, and then just making sure it's happy. On the end. Yeah, oh, it's definitely taken, so yeah, back in. Yeah, you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a little gap there from the fold. The 1084 didn't quite go up to the end, but that's going to get cut off a bit anyway. Nearly dropped it. Just done a couple of heats and then have a couple of blasts on the power hammer just to spray things along a bit. And then let the hammer on. That's the hammer I need. So now I'm going to start working on forging the bevel in. Right, starting to just take the end off. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Till the tongues help. Take your time. One more, I think. Yep, that's jolly hot. So I might change the angle a little bit more, but that's going to just get cut off there. Then I'll do a little bit more working on the bevel, tidying up, and then I'll grind off some of the rough edges. So, right. Right, done a little bit more work on it, tidied it up a bit, got the grinder on. Much to me great annoyance, there's a little delamination there. Oh, yeah, it's going all the way along. If I was competing in forged, ooh, still hot. If I was competing on forged and fire, I don't think I'd be going to the next round. So that side looks a bit better. I mean, there's still tidying up I want to do to it. I'm hoping that's just, come on, focus. Maybe she'll not focus. Right, well, I'm hoping that they're not delaminations, that's just marking the you know, where the two different metals are. So right. But you know, I tell you what, it's meaty. So when I've made other blades just out of a piece of leaf spring, you know, you still know you've got it, but once you do it, this is actually more the width of the actual find, which is covered in dust there. I didn't actually set off to make this, but it's just the way it kind of turned out. I think I'm going to see if the delamination will grind out, and I might still alter that angle a little bit because it doesn't look quite right, which means I'll still have to reshape the tang a bit, but I'm gonna pack in for now, have me tea and have a crack at it again tomorrow when I'm a bit more awake. But on a brighter note, slightly covered in dust now, this is the axe, all finished. So homegrown, hand forged handle. So that's okay. It's got a rough edge on, but I'm going to get it on the Tormek along with a few other blades and this when I get a chance. And you know, put a mega edge on, and then that's ready to use. Shame about that, but for, you know, I've done forge welding before, but it's the first time I've had a go at forge welding a knife for a long time. In fact, when I dug out all my rubbish was years and years ago. This was my first attempt at forge welding knife. This was, God, comfortably 20 years ago. So why I've still got a heap of junk, I don't know. Maybe it was as a reminder. But yeah, I just didn't have it taught enough. So I might have a go and see if I can actually rescue that, because I'm a glutton for punishment. But right, I'm gonna have my tea and I'll get stuck in tomorrow when I've got a bit more energy. See you in a bit. How do? Right, I can't remember how far I got off the last video. I've done a little bit more work on the knife, tidied it up a little bit more. I've actually getting it up to welding temperature again to see if I can do anything with those little delaminations. I'm not going to do it anymore, because sometimes it gets to the point where, yeah, if you keep trying to fix it, you'll just kill it. So, it's the first one I've tried for 20 years, so I'm allowed to make a mistake on it anyway. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit more, I think. And then once it's a nice sort of, you know, orangey colour, I'm going to dunk it in the quenching oil. And then see what it looks like. So that can sit like that for a bit, but hey, I'll show you something I've just made. Right, I made this Viking vulva staff a while ago for a friend, but what I've done, I've added on the dangly bit on the end. So hang on, if I put the light on, hopefully that'll show off. Oh, there you go, there's some colour. There you go, one dangly end for Heidi. So yeah, I actually forgot all about that and then took it out my bag the other day, so that's ready to go. There you go, pretty colours. Right, I've got my phone balancing on a bottle of what's it called, argon. I'll move the flammable thing out of the way. So I'm going to use some sexy new welding gloves, which nice and clean but won't stay that clean for very long. Time for a dunk. Right. Here goes nothing. Yeah, that's almost singeing my beard, that. Pleased I bought these gloves. Oh, I'm leaking. That's the dirt on the floor will soak it up. Right. See why I invented the lid? Way. Right. One quenched blade, which is a bit smoky. Where's my wire brush gone? There it is. Oops, a bit stinky. a bit foggy. Right, is that gonna make a difference? Hopefully that's just going to cool it down a bit more. That's better. Right. I'll stick this on pause for a bit. Then I'll clean this up, get my files on, see what it looks like. One more. Ba-ding. Right, let's see how dangerous this is. Lamination still, I don't know. Right. Yeah, it's still a bit warm. Right, I think I'll have to get the flap wheel on just to see if I've actually rescued that or have I killed it. Ah, that's still hot. Shall I use a glove? If it'll focus, that side I think looks okay. Right, I'll concentrate on what I'm doing for a minute and then see how it's turned out. Right, that's it cleaned up a bit, so that original bit is still there. Yeah, I can actually get me nail just touching that, so yeah, so I think it's welded in the middle, I just didn't do the ends properly. So on the top, that's not quite flat. I mean, that might grind out, but yeah. What I was looking to do is, no, actually, I'll show you the good side. See, that side doesn't look so bad. What I was looking to do is etch it and see if it's actually going to bring out the difference in colour of the two metals. So I've ordered some ferric chloride, but it's going to be next weekend when that arrives. But in the meantime, I've got the poor man's version. We'll see what this does, if anything. So never guess how much that cost. So let's plug this in and see if it makes a difference. Fancy some muscles. Right, let's bung this in and see it not make much of a difference. So if I put it on a bit of an angle, let's see if I can get it there. Alright, I'll do it two-handed and then see if it makes a difference in a bit. Right, that's had a little while. Let's see if I can get this out without that spilling everywhere. Right, has it made a difference? Has it shite? Well, there's a bit of a... yeah, oh no, that's just dirt. Right, well, I wasn't sure it was going to work because, you know, it's vinegar and it's not ferric chloride, but aye. Right, I didn't buy the vinegar for that, so I'll put that out the way in a minute. I've got it for this. Hold on. Got some gnarly old chain, which I've been meaning to do this for absolutely ages, so that can go in. Hold on. And a bit more. And I'll fit some more in. I can get another bottle. But aye, I'm going to fill this up, get all the rust off, and then make some things out of it. So, right, I think what I'm going to do is see if I can temper this, put an edge on it, and then see what it's like, and then aye, right, I'll do that. I'll need both hands for that though. Right, it takes an edge, but not a brilliant edge. I've had the hardness files on. It skates off some bits, digs into other bits, which suggests I haven't actually taken it all the way down to the 1084. There's more delamination, and then it sort of grinds away. It took okay on that side. That came out alright. But yeah, but seeing as this is only the my second attempt in 20 years, I think I know what I did wrong. So I'm going to put it down as a partial success, but a complete success because I know what I did wrong and I've learned a lot. So I'll still stick another edge on, see what it looks like, because it's good enough to stick a handle on and use. You know, I'll just add it to my collection of other knives that I have. So right, that'll do for now. I think I'll go and have me tea and do very little for the rest of the night. See you in a bit.